channel. My name is Nabila Milicia, for those of you who are very much new here. And for those of you who are not so new, welcome back. Guys, I got orange shirt in my hand because we are doing alterations on this beautiful orange, what is it, teal, sea green, gold pants. They are so beautiful. It's a nice white like pant. Hey you! How are you, Red Hunter? It's been a minute. How are you doing? So this is what I'm gonna be working on tonight. I started marking one leg and then I cut off the excess already, but I basically have to still take it in, or shorten it rather. So basically I took off an inch already, and it was kind of like a fold over, so it was sewn, and then I had to, like, you know, undo that part. You said you're good now. I'm happy to hear that. And it is still too long, but what I wanted to do is leave basically another inch on here, and then that other ½ inch fold over and zigzag it, because as you can tell I just cut it and it's already fraying. So I'm gonna zigzag the edges and then fold over the hem by ½ inch, and then so it's basically like a double fold is what I'm trying to say, because my serger is still not fixed and I want it to look very neat on the inside, which is why we're doing all those folds. And I'm dropping my thread. Bless up, Queen. Hi, Mr. Rip. Fun Winkle. Hey, Luke, how are you? So I think that I'm going to mark my ½ inch fold, and I'm going to use this blue pen, and it's a heat erasable pen, which I so love now. So happy I got these. I'm not sure if y'all could see what I'm doing, but let me move this thing back some, and right there. How are y'all doing tonight? I am marking on both sides of my measuring tape. Life is great. How was your weekend? My weekend was amazing. How was yours? Yes, I did change my hairstyle because I went to what do you call it, a 20th wedding anniversary, and I was wearing this red pantsuit, and you know, I had to come stepping on necks, so I had curled my hair for the event. It was a formal event, and I wanted a picture of just me without the backdrop, because she had like this really nice beautiful backdrop with like roses and gold on it in the center, and I wanted a picture without that background, but I didn't get to it. So I'm waiting for the pictures to come back to us, which her daughter took with her professional camera. And so I guess when she's either, I don't know if she's gonna edit it or just send them over just like that, but either way, once I have those pictures back, I'm gonna post them to my community. Let's see. Thank you. You said looks amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Luke says I'm good, Nabila. Yay. Seems like you are having a lot to do today. Yes, I do. I have to finish these pants, another pair of pants, and then a jacket by tomorrow or the day after, depending on when I get done, but basically ASAP. And then some other person has requested alterations on 2 items by Thursday or Friday, one of them two. And somebody else wants something by Friday, and I'm like, look, I'll let you know by tomorrow if I could do it or not. Because really, I thought that I would have done these already by now. Like, I got this earlier today, and when I got them, I thought I would be done with them, but I was straightening up some because I haven't been home in like 2 weeks. So yeah, I do have a lot. I'm gonna need your autograph soon. You're about to blow up. Well, thank you. I believe so. I'm believe it with you that will happen for me. Thank you. Sup, my G. Hello. 1, 2, 3. Dang, Nabila got Trump in the hat. In the chat. Trump in the chat. Really? Where? I didn't see that. Yeah, no, I didn't see that. If you need a moderator, I'd be glad to help with the channel. So, like, some people ask me all the time, can I be a moderator? I still haven't figured out what it is. And I mean, I know what it is, but I haven't figured out how to make somebody a moderator. You know? But yeah, once I figure it out, you've been here often enough. I trust you. Friday, well, looks like you will be busy the whole week. Yup. And I'm so sleepy right now. Where were you in these weeks, Nabila? So the person, the lady who, she's like family now, who had the wedding anniversary, I was over at her family's house and helping her at her house with decorating, wedding dress shopping, because as you guys remember, the wedding dress that I've been working on in my other live videos were hers. And she had ordered it in her actual size, but when it came, it was not a true fit. It was far smaller than, you know, what the size was supposed to be, basically. So she gave it to me so that I can resell it for us. And then she had reordered that same dress but in a bigger size. And first it was going to be delayed, but then in the end the sender actually canceled that order at the last minute. And she had another dress that was supposed to come in, and that dress ended up coming in really late. So she ended up, before she knew that it was going to be late, she ended up ordering something else, which I recommended. And that was really a beautiful dress. It was like a dress and then a wrap skirt separately. So I ended up putting glitter all over that skirt for her, which by the end of the night, the glitters were all almost 95% gone. Or at least I couldn't see them anymore like that. Like I could see them here and there, but not as much as when I first did it. So, because I actually did it with hairspray, and the hairspray didn't hold it as much as I thought it would. Then the dress, the backup dress came in, and it wasn't as beautiful as the new one that she ended up buying. But before she ordered it, we went on a hunt for a wedding dress. And the reason why she wanted to wear a wedding dress to her 20th anniversary is because when she got married, she just married in a red dress, not a wedding gown. And so she thought, you know, it would be nice to now do it in an actual wedding dress, which was beautiful. So I was out at her house, running around, helping her, prepping things, cooking, decorating, all of that good stuff, girl stuff. And it was fun. I enjoyed it. Hello, Savero. Really? Hello 123 has Trump. Oh, I see. That's funny. I didn't even notice that. Wow. Oh, you just click on your name and then it gives you the option to, let's see. Oh, add as moderator. Let's try it. I'm gonna make you my moderator for right now. Can manage blocked words and change chat modes in live. And also has capabilities of standard moderators. Standard moderator can review and remove chat messages and hide or put user in timeout. Let's see what this one does. Is it permanent? Excuse me, or is it like only for this one? And like this is hard to see. Thank you for telling me that, because for the longest I was trying to figure out how do you make a person a moderator. I was gonna YouTube it or Google it. And now I no longer need to. Manager please. Okay, let me see. Remove as standard, and then I'm gonna do add again and then managing. Okay, there we go. Cool beans. I learned something new. You're always working so hard. I know. I hope you had dinner. Yes, I did. I had Jamaican, and it's a regular Jamaican spot, but they have a vegan option. So good. Like, it's the best Jamaican I've ever had in my life. I had rice and peas and cabbage. And their cabbage is the best cabbage. It has carrots in it, and I think, what else? I'm not sure, but their cabbage is literally the best one. And it's I think it's seitan, the like a vegan meat, and it's like a patty, but they cut it in triangles. And then they have it in some kind of jerk sauce, but it's not a spicy sauce. It's sweet and savory. It has pieces of corn in the meat, the vegan meat. And then I almost want to show y'all the plate, but I ate like half of it. And it's sauteed with bell peppers, onions, tomatoes, um, carrots. It is so delicious. Hey, be right back. Going to click on something. It'll take me away for a minute. Okay, that's fine. It sounds yummy. It is so yummy. Like, and then their rice and peas is so well seasoned, you know. Like, sometimes you go to a spot and the rice and peas is dry up, man. This is nice and saucy. I've been vegan since 2022, January 2022. So 3 years now. Bro, what's a vegan meat? Anyone in the chat can explain? A vegan meat is basically a meat that is not real chicken. not real beef, you know. It's like a plant-based. It's a meat made from plants like tofu, or it's sometimes they make it from jackfruit. So it's basically meat created from, you know, different vegetables. Like sometimes you can make a meat from chickpeas, sometimes from walnuts, jackfruit. I don't know if I said jackfruit already. Chickpeas, jackfruit, walnuts, tofu, um, sometimes even carrots. I've seen people make some sausages from carrots. Hi, Wavy, how are you? I seen chicken, but it was really jackfruit. Yes, I love it when it's jackfruit because you know it's like an actual plant. You know what I mean? But sometimes, because I eat a lot of tofu, but really tofu is not that healthy for you. So I try to stick with meats that have been made from like chickpeas, or even black beans is a good one. Um, yeah. It's about the seasoning that gives off that image. Yes, exactly. Like I've had vegan shrimp even, and they make it from the maca root, maca or cognac root, something like that. And it looks just like shrimp, has the same texture as shrimp, except it's from a root. And the seasoning that they add to it is what makes you feel like you're really eating shrimp, you know, besides the color and the texture of it. And like the maca root kind of looks like ginger, but it's more like orangey. So it looks like an actual piece of shrimp. I'm doing great. How about you, beautiful? Thank you. I am doing great myself. Just here working. The chefs made that food complicated. I thought meat was only made by flesh. Not here in America. They have all these different things. And like apparently in Amsterdam, there's now so many vegan options too. Because you know, they're trying to get everybody off of meat. Apparently, all these meats are going to die off soon. And so they're trying to get people to get used to eating plants. Yes, correct. So right now I'm cutting off that extra 1 inch, and really what we're supposed to take off is 2.5 inches, but I'm cutting off 1 inch first. Then I'm going to zigzag the edges and take off half an inch, fold over, and then we're gonna fold it over by another inch, making it 2.5 inches total. I hope that I'm explaining it correctly, so I'm not confusing you guys. All right, here goes my inch strip. Strip. I'm struggling because I typically roll my R's. And as you can tell now, because it was like a fold over, this is sewn down. So now I have to undo that part, and then we'll have, you know, that'll be the other side. So I'm about to do now. I know, right? That's why I call you Luke. Because you creep me out with it. Because I don't want it to be like I keep saying your name and people thinking I'm, you know what I mean? Be like, oh no, they got her. Not me. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. What do you mean by India? One sec, let me grab my water. Where is it? Oh, I forgot I used it. Hold on, let me see if I have another one. I was hoping that I had more room temperature water, but I only have one in the fridge. Yes, indeed. That's why I say look instead. Okay, now that I got that inch off, I am going to mark 1/2 inch, which I have already done on this one. Y'all see those little blue dots? Wait, he's over there cracking up. Ooh. All right. I know. It's so funny how like YouTube literally brings like all over the world together in one chat, you know? One video. I really wish I could search this, man, because the edges freeze so much. Really? I don't even have to zigzag it if I'm gonna fold it over. But I may, just to be a little extra perfect with it. So I am getting to the last part for the 1/2 inch mark, and then I'm going to let me think, what do I want to do first? Do I want to zigzag it first or iron it first? Excuse me. I'm gonna zigzag it first, so then I can fold it over, and once it's folded over I can make my new mark for another inch. It's so cold. I feel like holding cold stuff hurts my hands. I like room temp water much more, but this was refreshing, I can't lie. Alright, so now, ooh, stuck. I'm going to take you guys over. Yeah, it is coming out real good. I am happy. I'm gonna take you guys to my sewing machine. One second. Gotta move this over there, and bear with me, y'all. Ah, no room over here. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. There we go. Sorry. All right, now here we are. You like some ice cold water, really? I feel like the only time I like ice cold water is when it's super hot. Hi Jaylene, I am Belle. How are you doing? Okay. Now let's see. What are we hitting? Okay. I hardly ever drink anything ice cold, honestly. Yeah, I do have a lot of work to do and I need to finish it fast, but after this, I'm gonna continue tomorrow. Tomorrow is Tuesday, and then I have Wednesday. It needs to be done by, like, if I can finish it tomorrow, then great. If not, then it's gonna be Wednesday. But I thought that I would have been done by now. Hi Kurdish, how are you? You're taking your leave. Well, have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for, being here again. You're better now that I am back. Aw, that's so sweet. Let's see. I'm gonna bring my chair down. You're doing good. That's amazing. Let's see. I'm gonna cut my thread at an angle. And pulling it through. Okay, now I'm going to put it on number 4, which is a zigzag stitch. You said good morning. Good morning. It is still nighttime over here. It is 10:37 p.m. and hopefully I am done with this by 11. I feel like I have been going a little bit slower than traditionally. Cool. And I'm starting at the side seam. You said good job. Thank you. Do I want it to be bigger? I'm gonna do it on 1.6 instead of 1.4. And I'm a back stitch because that's how we secure our stitches. And again, I'm doing this so that it won't keep fraying. Like the edges will fray, but it won't fray past the stitches. Can't tell it, but I'm gonna show it to you guys. You said okay from you, please. What do you mean by that? Oh, you're from France. Nice. Bonjour, je m'appelle Nabila. Yes, I do have a Facebook. I think it's the same as my YouTube. Guys, I made my first, I think, 18 cents from Facebook. I was so happy. And I can't, I can't deposit it because I think you need to have at least $20 or $100, I don't know, before you can do that. See you soon. No, I am not Muslim. All right, let me know when you add me. So Facebook is really the first place that started paying me. And it's like 16 or 18 cents, and I was so happy. Like these Facebook stars, non problem, okay. Back stitching again. And we are done. Finito, basta. Okay. Y'all can see how much this fabric frays. It's a brocade, which brocade really does that a lot. But y'all see these orange stitches? That's basically to secure them. So it won't fray past that point, basically. And now we're going to do the other leg. Are y'all following New York Fashion Week? I have totally been like in my own world, so I haven't followed much. Now, one of my old classmates, he was actually showing, and I'm so proud of him. His name is Isaiah. So his brand is called, you know, Isaiah as well. But other than his collection, I have not seen anything. I'm looking at this thread that I cut out. Y'all can see that, I don't think. Okay, there it goes. It literally looks like a hair, but it's like a plastic thread. And it's so fascinating to me. I'm wanting this piece to be closer. I'm gonna backstitch on here because that part was kind of like coming apart. If I had the opportunity, I would do New York Fashion Week. I actually attended New York Fashion Week and volunteered backstage in 2018. And it was a horrible experience. I was doing it with somebody who basically put on her own Fashion Week at Fashion Week. And she was so mean and so rude, and even her own interns were coming to me for advice because they were so scared to go to her. She was literally like the devil wears Prada times 10. Yay, thank you for following me on Facebook. I love that. Très professionnel. Merci beaucoup. Très professionnel. You know where I want to go? Paris Fashion Week and Milan. Milano. Merci à toi. You're very welcome. I don't like mean people. Oh, yes. She was so disgusting. She was, ooh. She was a close friend to my professor at the time. And my professor was going to show basically at her fashion week. That lady basically put together a venue and everything, you know. She basically was hosting the fashion week. And I begged my professor, I was like, please, can I come? Can I come? Can I come? Can I come? Can I help you? And I just really wanted to be part of it because I thought it was so amazing. And I will say this, I learned a lot from it. I learned exactly how not to be and what not to do. You know what I mean? J'habite in France. Oh, nice. I used to live in Amsterdam. That's where I grew up. And I went to Paris in 2018. Je parle français un petit peu. I probably am so off in my pronunciation. But it's been years since I had French. C'est superbe. Merci beaucoup. Was the food good there in Paris? I had a baguette and it was superb. It was fantastic. Now, the portions were very small. Okay, that part I'm not understanding. Tu es de que Paris? No. I'm not sure. What does that mean? Paris says c'est I amor. Paris c'est. Do you say I or E or just l'amour? Paris c'est l'amour? Oui? Oui, oui. So yeah, the portions were very small. Paris love. Oui. I did like it. Now, I feel like I didn't really have the best experience when I was there because I was with the wrong person. I was with the Bawi. I was with a friend at the time and it was just not fun with her. So I don't feel like I fully enjoyed Paris. And yeah. I would go again though. Tu habites où? J'habite Atlanta. Yeah. I remember I had this really, really good wine. Now the hotel I was staying at, it was kind of like a smaller hotel and it was very beautiful. And right across was like this pizza place and this guy, he was Italian and was owned by his family. So it was an Italian restaurant in Paris and it was so beautiful. Like the food was just, the pizza was amazing. He made us a heart-shaped pizza and the wine was immaculate, but it was actually not a French wine, it was Italian. Je comprends pas beaucoup anglais. I understand English very well, or are you saying you? You, yeah, you. You are understanding really well. That's good. Tu es très jolie. Does that mean I'm a pleasure or something? Does everyone from Paramaribo speak a lot of languages like you? I would say yes, but different. So in Suriname, we speak Dutch. That's our national language. However, not a lot of people speak Dutch. So you have people who speak Surinamese or Taki-Taki, or I never called it Taki-Taki, but other people call it Taki-Taki, which is our language. And it's kind of like a Creole language. We call it Sranatongo. So they speak that, but you also have Japanese people who still speak their own language. You have Chinese people who still speak, what do they speak in China again? Oh my goodness. Whatever language they speak in China, y'all know. And then you have some people who speak English. You have some people who speak a little bit of French because French Guyana is near, Mandarin, yes, there you go. They speak Mandarin in China. So some people in Suriname still speak Mandarin. And then you have native Indian people who still speak their own Arawak languages. Like all these different tribes have their own languages. And then you have tribes of the Maroons. They speak their own tongues as well that is similar to African languages. You speak Kurdish, French, Turkish. Okay, that's interesting. But I speak a little bit of French because I had French classes for a quarter and I had Spanish classes for like 6 years. But my Spanish needs to be sharpened. And then I speak English from school, and then because I moved to America, and I lived in the Netherlands, which is the same language, Dutch, as in Suriname. However, ours in Suriname is a little bit different. What else? And then I had friends from Morocco, so I have like a few Arabic words. I have friends from Africa, so I have like different parts of Africa that is not Morocco, because Morocco is in Africa. And then like here and there words from like Germany and Belgium, like Flams and German, and what else? That's about it, I think. So like I know random words in random languages. Okay guys, so we did that. Now I'm going to fold it over, so I'm gonna plug up my iron. I feel like I've been working hard on my posture this weekend, and then sewing now. I feel like I messed up everything that I've been practicing. My posture has gotten really bad, you guys, because of sewing. I'm always like hunched over like this on the sewing machine or like at the ironing board. But yeah, I'm trying to straighten my back out some. And excuse me so much, I hope y'all didn't hear me, but I'm going to bring you guys back over to the ironing board and move this back up. Oh, almost tripped over there. Still shaking. I'm really liking these curls. But ja. Dat is een mooi kledingstuk waar je aan werkt. Oh, thank you. Dankjewel. Heel lief van jou. Alrighty. So, I got my marks for 1/2 inch. That's where I'm going to fold it over at. And again, I use these heat erasable pants from La Amazones. Amazon, that is. And oh, I forgot my hair is straight. I need to, you know, make sure I don't get no steam in my hair, because I will look like Bob Ross in a second. Oh, en je nagels zien er heel mooi uit. Nou, dankjewel. Dankjewel means thank you. Thank you very much. Heel erg bedankt. Ontzettend bedankt. Bedankt is also dankjewel. I live on the Belgian-English border. Really? That's so interesting. Is that like this? What France would that be? I need to see the map. Is it near the south of France? Where's the south of France where everybody always goes for fashion week? Cannes? Is it near Cannes? Or is it the opposite side of Cannes? Oui, oui, tu es belle. Merci beaucoup. Finish. Yes. Whew. Let's see. I'm making sure that I'm exactly folding over at my mark. My marky mark. Alright. Thank you so much. You are very welcome. So we're going to repeat the process on the opposite leg. Calais, France. Never heard of that. Do you like it there? It's 5 o'clock here. Yeah, that's right. That's early. Why are you up so early? My mom lives in Amsterdam, so I normally wait till like an hour and a half from now. Then I call her because then it's like 6:30 a.m. and then we talk in the morning. Like sometimes we talk in the afternoon before 6 o'clock European time, And sometimes when I'm like super busy, then I'll wait till like after 12 my time, because then I know it's after 6 a.m. y'all's time. So that's how I make it work to still communicate with my mommy, you know? Yep. Alright, so now we have our 1/2 inch fold with a whole bunch of frays. Shout out to Mommy Nabila. I know, right? Shout out to my mom. And my mom, thank you to my mom. Okay. So we've got that. And now I'm going to mark, let's see what we have here. This should be, where's the other pin? Is there no more pin in here? I think I took the pin out. Yeah. I did. Or actually, this is not even 1/2 inch. Some parts I think that are 1/2 inch, but it's been fraying so much. Okay, that was just a bad spot that frayed. But it is 1/2 inch all around. Okay, cool. So then, it's still like 1.25 inches. But this is like, let me just correct this piece right here. Or should I leave it alone? That's just a lot of fraying right there that happened. I'm thinking, because if I do it at 1 inch, this is where it will be at. And this is still, you know what? I'm gonna just do it at 1.25 inches. Please excuse me and see you soon. Thank you for your great work. Oh, thank you so much. It was fun chatting with you and speaking un petit peu de France. Have a good morning to you. That story you told about your mom going to the market is hilarious. What story was that? When I went to the market with my mom. What story was that? Remind me. Because I'm like, I have stories for days. One time we went to the market and I was eating something. Oh, the lipstick when I was spreading her lips. Yes, my mom, whenever she would go out, she would always wear, it was literally like a lipstick like this orange. Y'all see how it's orange but it has gold in it? That's so funny. Bye-bye. Thank you. So the lipstick my mom would wear is literally like this rustic orange and it had little gold sparkles just like these pants. It's crazy. It's just like this. And it looks so good on her and I always wanted a lipstick like that. And whenever she would go out, she would put that on and she would wear blue mascara back then too. And Sometimes when I was at school, she would sneak out and go, you know, while I'm at school, wherever she wanted to go, and come home and act like nothing happened and remove all her lipstick, right? And one day I was just like, you went to the city without me. And she was like, no, I didn't. I'm like, yes, you did. Like, something about her, I just knew she wasn't telling the truth. And so I just was like, let me see her lips. And I spread her lips out like that. And in between the creases of her lips, I could see that lipstick. And I'm like, you went. And she started laughing. And that's how I just would always check her. And at some point, she was just like, you're not checking my lips. That was crazy. But another story, we went to the market one time, and I was eating something. It's like sweet plantain fried, deep fried in like batter. So it's like battered sweet plantain. You have spidey senses. I know, right? That's funny. So we went there, and I was eating this. It's called bacabana, and it's so delicious, and it's with like a peanut sauce, topped with a peanut sauce. So I was eating it, and it is so oily. So I had the oil like all over my mouth. So my mom was like, look at your mouth, it's so oily, wipe your mouth. And this guy, he was like right next to us, so he started aggressively wiping his mouth because he thought my mom was talking to him. And my mom was like, no, not you, not you. And she said it again to me, like, wipe your mouth, mouth is so oily. And then he started wiping again. And it was like, no, not you. That was funny to me. And my sister was with us, and she was laughing so hard at the man. Whew. Actually, let me not fold it over just yet. Let me just mark everything first. Part of me is like, just take it in by 1 inch. Part of me is like, no, do it by 1.25 inches. I'm not sure yet what I want to do. Part of me is just like, do it at 1 inch. Because I feel like that one pin was exactly at 1 inch. You know? Because I don't want it to be too short. Okay, I decided to do 1 inch because it's easier to just go back and go up some. These pens are literally a game changer. This fabric is so beautiful. Oh my. Oh yes, I have had potassieri many times. I actually have some in my freezer right now. It's basically like acai, but a pure form of it. It's like the purest form. It's very healthy. And some people add something we call quack, which is like a cassava, what do you call that? It's like, it's made from cassava and it's like tiny crumbs basically, and you eat it with milk. Some people eat that with water, but I grew up on milk with that. Some people add that to their podosiri. Um, I definitely add sugar to my podosiri, but it's basically just the same as acai. If you ever had the acai bowls, it's just a little bit more potent than the acai bowls, a little stronger, because it's basically, you know, more in a purer form, stronger. Oh, boyo, oh my goodness, I love me some boyo. um I learned, my mom taught me how to make it. I love boyo, that was my favorite thing. And boyo is vegan. Some people apparently add eggs, which is something so new to me. I never seen my mom add eggs to it, but I love boyo, especially when you do a nice shot of rum in there. Yeah, and it's pretty easy to make. I need to make it again. I see you're doing your research. This kind of reminds me, I need to check on my pen pal. She's wanting to go to Suriname, and she had asked me for some recommendations. And I sent her an email super late because I was so sick, but she hasn't responded yet. Just a little bit. It is 11:16. Part of me is like, finish all that you can finish tonight, but part of me is also like, I am so sleepy and I washed my bedding. That means I need to make up my bed, and I'm not looking forward to that. So part of me is like, stop and just go make up your bed, like shower first, make up bed. Part of me is like, no, finish, then shower, then make up bed. And I needed to shop on Amazon. I keep forgetting about that. This is the last bit of it. Lemongrass dawat looks refreshing. It is actually. I made some dawat with my friend. This is about 2-3 years ago actually. That's a long time. Crazy how time flies, but it was so delicious. And I was so sad. My mom got me some dawat, the pink one. The white one is really delicious. I had the white one at a restaurant one time and it was so good. It's really similar to the pink one really, but I felt like it was just a tad bit better, which I didn't think it would be. And lately I heard it's so hard to find good dawat because people just been slacking on it. But my mom got me bottles of dawat and I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden the bottle started like expanding and it went sour. I'm like, huh? Because I never experienced that before. And so I was like, dang, if I knew it was gonna go to waste like that so fast, which it was far before the expiration date. I'm not sure what happened because, you know, maybe it was like the pressure from the aircraft. I don't know what science is behind it. I was like, dang, I could have gulped it all in one day. I was trying not to be greedy and I wish I had been greedy. Alright. Like normally, I wouldn't do like a double fold like this. But again, my serger is not serging right now, which sergers do these stitches right here. So instead I decided to do a double fold in with zigzag stitches first. And then I'm going to hand sew this closed. But the reason why I'm okay with doing it is because it's a very wide leg pant and it'll be camouflage. Like we can get away with it. Like it still will look very neat, very classy, very demure. So yeah. And as I go, I'm kind of cleaning up some of the extra fraying so that it's not visible. I'm over here going the extra measures so that this steam does not hit my hair. All right. I'm holding it tight just at the marks so that everything is very equal, pressed in place neatly. And smoothing it over. So Jalen, have you tried any of the techniques we discussed last time? As far as pressing a garment goes and ironing? Look, this is what it looks like on the outside. Very smooth, very clean. And on the inside, very neat. Okay, the garment has to look just as good on the inside as it does on the outside. That's the golden rule. I've learned a lot of ironing tricks by watching you. Thank you. Have you put any of them to use yet, or were you only taking notes so far? I never knew that I would be on YouTube sharing ironing tricks. Never knew. But I love it. Okay, now again, I'm gonna cut off these excess threads and frays just because I don't want anything sticking out when we're hemming. Yes, I have. In fact, I have some wool blend dress bands I pressed and I didn't use any starch. Oh, that's good. That's really good. So as long as you're really careful with the wool and the heat, you know, because wool shrinks when heat is applied, too much heat. Which you can have it on the wool setting. And I made a cuff at the bottom of the pants. Oh, okay, look at you. That is so good. That is so good. I'm happy that, you know, I'm able to share with you guys, and that is all helpful. My next task is a linen band collar shirt. Okay. The sides of the shirt don't fit to suit my body type. It's too big. Oh, you can get it done like altered. Somebody local can maybe take it in for you, and that way you can get some good use of it. Or if you want to, you can always wear it under a jacket. Find a good jacket that fits the style, and then, you know, people won't really see how it fits. They just see the jacket and like parts of the front. Or depending on how it looks, you can always wear a sweater over it and like have your collar sticking out and then the bottom of the shirt sticking out, but you know, or maybe not the bottom sticking out, tuck it in, whatever your style is. But then again, sometimes linen, you know, you could get away with that oversized look. Would you recommend doing it myself or taking it to a tailor? Now, if you are comfortable sewing, I would say do it yourself, and then whatever measurement, however much you want to take out, make sure you take the same amount out on each side. So if it is, let's say 2 inches too big, do 1 inch here and 1 inch here. And from the armpit, so you start wherever you feel like comfortable. So there's a seam right here, right, that goes around the armhole, and then in here, and then there's a seam that goes down here. Now start at the bottom of the seam that is in the armhole. So basically right here. My shirt is black so you can't see. Just start right there, at the very exactly where the stitches are, right? You start exactly where the stitches are, and then you come in more and more and more and more and more and more, right, until you hit that 1 inch mark. So now this will be 1 inch from your new stitches, and you stitch the same amount all the way down, and then you do the same exact thing right here. All right, and then once you've done it and you feel like your stitches are straight and perfect, that's when you're going to open up the old stitches that were already in the shirt, and then you're going to iron them open, because it's two seams of the fabric, like 2 fabric pieces kissing together, right? And then you open that one up. Now if it is serged together like this, so there's no 2 fabric pieces left over, then you don't open it up. You could just iron it flat to the back, right? So you iron them flat towards the back, so it'll be like this, and you iron them like this. Does that make sense? Yeah, you can do chalk. That's perfectly fine. There's no shame in that. I use chalk too, honestly. Look, now I got these heat erasable pens, so it's perfectly fine to get your measuring tape, mark exactly the amount, both sides equally, and then you take it out on your sewing machine. And let me know how it goes. Because if you can do it yourself, you know, there's no need for you to take it to somebody else. Unless you're like, look, I'm gonna pay for ease and what you call that? Pay for comfort and ease and all of that. Ooh, my back was cracking. Did y'all hear that? Oh my. Yeah. It felt good though, that crack. Okay, you plan on wearing it in springtime. That's good. That's so good. I love me a good linen set, and wearing like 100% linen and not mixing it with anything else, same for wool and cotton, has really great benefits for your skin. And lately my skin has been so irritated, so I might need to start wearing 100% of those materials too, honestly. Alright, we are coming down to the end of this. That's what that looks like on the inside. And so now I'm going to hand sew all of this down. Right now I'm just going to flatten this one because I feel like it's not as flat just yet. And so I'm going to press that. And this side. Yeah, I can feel the difference too. Oh, and I got it off Etsy to support a small business. That's wonderful. I love that. Honestly, like I don't really shop on Etsy, but the times that I do look on there, I always see like nice businesses and different things. I recently started shopping on TikTok Shop, and they also have really nice small businesses on there. Okay, I'm gonna push through, I'm gonna push through, I'm gonna push through. I'm so sleepy, you guys. Whew, let's take some water. Water break. You got this. Thank you. We got this. Okay. I'm gonna take y'all back to my chair so that we can push through together. Together. I unplug this real quick. And, uh-oh, it's falling. Ooh, that was lower than that was so much lower than I thought it would be. Oh, I low-key fell in that chair. Let me actually take this off right here. Where do I have a needle? Needle. Let's see here. These are some blades for a saw. This is a really big needle right there. What is this? What is this? I see some thread and I'm like, where? Okay, here it is. It's a pretty short needle. Let's see if I can find a longer one. This might be better. This is a thicker one. I have my trash can right there. Let's compare. Oops, my pillow just fell. Ta-da-da. This one seems longer actually. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one. I like typically to work with a longer needle. And in the trash it goes. Trying to snip my thread at an angle. I feel like I sit like this the whole time and here feels so tense. How do I want to do this? Let's see. Part of me wants to do all of this hidden, which is a slight bit more work, but it's gonna look even better. But I don't know if I should do it because we have a cuff in here, and if I do it over the cuff, then it'll keep everything flatter because I can pull it tighter. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna just do over it. I'm gonna zigzag over it, so it's not gonna look as clean as no visible stitches. However, it's gonna keep everything smooth and tighter. So I'm gonna go for that smoother look. Okay, I'm just double checking that it's not visible on the opposite side. What type of footwear goes with the pant? Honestly, I don't know what my client is intending to wear. I don't even know what the occasion is really. Well, so the person who brought me these pants, she's the stylist for the person who owns these pants. So the stylist is really my client. So it's my client's work. So I have no idea how they styled it because honestly, this is a type of pant that you can dress up and down. You can literally wear it with some nice classy boots. let's say some brown shiny boots, like some brown leather boots. Um, but you can also wear it with like a rustic orange brown boot or heel. You can wear it with some gold pumps if you want to be funky. Um, really, you can go so many ways with this one because it has gold, orange, and teal in it. This is a perfect pant to dress up and down, honestly. I've seen people with some nice gold sneakers. So to dress it very down and casual, you could do some sneakers. Yes, I would absolutely wear this pant. And depending on the weather, I would wear either one of those boots that I just mentioned, or I would do like, um, let's say a goldish top, maybe like a halter top or even an orange one, right? Yeah, let's say orange one because the orange is probably like a little bit more um, easy to find. So let's say the same kind of orange, maybe like this thread. The thread is a slight bit brighter, right? So let's say in the camera it looks a lot more brighter than it is. So it's more like this side in reality. So let's say an orange top in this shade, halter, because halter's my thing, but maybe like a slight turtleneck. And then with some, we can do some orange strappy heels in the summer or spring, or even a gold strappy heel. And you can also find these nice gold boots. So that would be a little bit more funky and a little bit more bold for me. But a strappy heel I would do in gold. And even some orange pumps, really, or block heels. Boots with block heels too. I feel like this is such a fun pant you can do so many things with. I'm not so much of a sneaker girl, so I probably wouldn't dress it down with sneakers. But this could be perfect with sandals. I'm more of a sandal girl, so if I'm gonna be in flats, you know? And when it comes to sandals, you can go so many ways. I could do a gold sandal, brown sandal, orange sandal, you know, like the thong sandals or the ones with different straps. But I would rather do like a thong sandal for this one, honestly. But yeah, there's so many ways you could style this pant. I love it when an item is so versatile, you know? And then when it gets a little chilly at night, you could throw over a blazer. And the blazer could be this teal color. Could also be orange. And if you want to like keep the attention on the pants, you can even do a white top. And then match it with some white accessories. What color purse? Now, depending on which heel I would go for, and or sandal, you can do a gold purse. You can also do an orange purse, um, a teal purse, a white purse. If you're doing like the brown shoes, I'm a sucker for like matching my purse with my heels. So like my outfit could be like the complete opposite, and then a nice pop of color in my heels and matching purse. So let's say if I do gold sandals with a gold purse, orange top, gold accessories, or if I do white sandals, white top, orange purse, or a teal top, orange purse, orange sandals, or gold sandals. Orange is honestly my least favorite color, but this is the kind of orange I can bear with because it's not that bright You know what I mean? Yeah, you definitely got to coordinate the outfit to make it cohesive. You know what I mean? To really bring that vision out. And then if I would do a top that is like a halter, I would do my hair up, probably in a bun. If it's curly, like a messy curly bun, or like one sleek up, like one of those little tower buns, or like curls out at the front, and this is smooth up with the curls all over. Um, or if I have my hair like this, I would probably have, instead of this half going down like here, I would have it all going up, kind of like that Ariana Grande. That would be a hairstyle I would do with it. Maybe, only maybe curly afro with it. But then I would have to have this side tucked behind my ears. And then this side like curling over here. And I would probably have these accessories on with it. Because those are my favorite golds. Yeah, this is a fun pen. Thank you. Let me actually see. I don't typically look at the labels. It's called Destry. I never heard of this before. But I can tell that it's a very high quality pen because of how it's finished. Like, y'all see this ribbon finishing? So nice. Very classy. The material is a very good, like, high-end material, I could tell. Just by the feel of it, the look of it, the finishing on the inside. Yeah. It's very nice. Guys, this is how much we have done. I don't know if y'all could see the stitches, but you can't tell anything on the opposite side, which is how was your time with your sister and your friends? Um, which sister and my friends? Are you talking about the 20th wedding anniversary? Because that was beautiful. It was really amazing. Um, we um we danced all night long. It was so good. And I finally wore my red pumps that I got. I think I got them like a good 2 years ago. And I really wanted the black ones, but the black ones were sold out and they had the red ones in sale. So I was like, shoot, let me just buy them. And I had nowhere to go, nowhere to wear them to. And I had them just because they were on sale and I liked them. And I was so glad that I got them because they waited in my closet for 2 years, but they came in clutch. this weekend. Oh, yes. Okay, yeah. Yes, that was for the wedding anniversary. So I wore the heels with a red pantsuit and it was fabulous. I just loved it. I loved the entire look. I wish I took some pictures in it on a white background or no background at all. But I took some pictures with um, the background that she had, which is like a backdrop with roses, like all the center and coming down the side, and then in the middle was kind of like shimmery gold because her theme was red and gold, and it was so beautiful. I took some pictures by myself, so I'm gonna post those probably on Valentine's Day if I have them before then, so I can make a nice little nice little post about it, you know. Yeah, but I had a great time. It was beautiful. um Excuse me. I made some ginger beer for it, some camber, some Surinamese drink. I know, I wish I had some good pictures. I only have like selfies, like half up, and the backdrop pictures, but I wanted something that didn't have the roses in the background so I can make a I'm bossy pose. uh, and play Kelly's bossy in the background on Instagram. I had it all in my mind and I didn't get no pictures. I was mad. But could be a good thing because now I can wear that suit again someday. Hopefully. And everybody loved it. Like I got so many compliments on like, oh my gosh, this suit looks so good on you, or it's so beautiful, it's making me want to get a suit. Like people saying all kinds of stuff and I was like, oh, thank y'all. It was really nice. You like that song? I do too. I was planning it all out and now I can't really play that because I got flowers in the background. I gotta be soft and sweet. or, or I can maybe Photoshop that backdrop and put something else in there. Make it like a white background or something. Food for thought. Food for thought. I might do that. And then still do both, post both, you know? Yeah, that's a good idea. Good, good, good. For some reason, it feels so much later. It's only like 12 o'clock in 2 minutes. That's what the outside looks like. I just love it when we do it every time. These are my favorite stitches. Thank you. Did y'all watch the Super Bowl? And who were you guys supporting? I saw it. I thought the Chiefs were gonna win. The Chiefs are Kansas, right? Kansas City. I had people around me who thought that Kansas was gonna win too, and then people were also for like, what was it? The Eagles? Yeah. So I don't understand the game, so I was just there watching it just to be, you know, there with everybody. What did y'all think about the Kendrick performance? You liked it? Yeah, I liked it too. It was a great performance. It was a lot of subliminal messages. I honestly don't listen anymore to neither one of them. Talk about Drake and Kendrick. Um, but between Drake and Kendrick, I used to listen to Drake more than I did Kendrick ever. Like Kendrick, I only listened to songs here and there. I was never like, oh, let me put on some Kendrick. You know what I mean? But I was like, let me put on some Drake. And matter of fact, I think also having Samuel Jackson and Serena Williams was cool. Yes, when I saw it, I was like, that's Serena. And then somebody was like, nah, that's not her. I was like, oh, that really looked like her. And then on Instagram, it was like all over. I was like, it was her. So apparently that was also subliminal. But um, I think back in 2012-ish or 13, I want to say 12, 11, 12. Most likely 12. Either way, I basically went to Drake's concert back then. And honestly, you know how they're like, oh, he's a certified. I don't think it's true. Because when I went to his concert, um, this is when he was first coming out and he had that song with Alicia Keys called Fireworks. And so at the end of the concert, they played that song Fireworks. Anyways, and the reason why I don't think he's a certified that, right? Because there was this one girl, he was shouting out parts of the crowd. He was like, VIP, you know, shout out to y'all, VIP, shout out to the people on the left, shout out to the people on the right, balcony, shout out to this side, that side. And this one girl lifted up her shirt and she had a bra on. And like, I didn't know where the girl was at in the crowd. All I know is she was somewhere on the balcony and he could really see her. She lifted up her shirt and, you know, did whatever she did. And he was like, with your premature titties, you're gonna get me in trouble. And he really like called the girl out for doing that. And so now it's like, oh, you know, it's probably a minor. I don't think it's like really like that. I think that they're just trying to get him for something, get after him for something, whatever it is. That's my thought. And it's because I've just witnessed him. And it could also be that he said that, you know, because it's a massive crowd. You know what I mean? But his reaction was like so quick and so like shutting it down immediately. And I feel like if it was somebody else and they liked it, either they would have not said anything, not acknowledged the girl and just enjoyed it from afar, or they would have been like, oh yeah girl, I see you over there doing that, you know what I mean? Like they would have said something and acknowledged it in a different way, but he shut it down immediately. And I don't know how old the girl was. I didn't see her face, you know, because she was just like this. And I didn't see her do it because I was looking at him and it was happening behind me on the balcony. And this was in Amsterdam, right? This is like between 2011 and 2013. And I want to say it's 2012. Whenever that year he performed in Amsterdam, I was there. And I vividly remember him saying that. And I feel like if somebody's going to shut a girl down trying to show her bra, and it's like as soon as she did it, yeah, I don't think you're a certified nun. I think it's really them trying to be, because you got to think about this. Drake has, from the moment he hit Find Your Love, Drake had hit after hit after hit after hit. I don't know one song that really failed. I don't know one album. Like, I don't listen to him now anymore. Like, I changed my whole, I don't even really listen to music like that, to be honest with you. But for the time that I listened to him, I I was loving Drake. You know what I mean? And so, yeah. In this battle, I'm still team Drake because I always could find myself in his lyrics, or like his beats were always there, you know, like his lyrics, like most of his songs that I remember from back then were just great to me. You know what I mean? So that's my perspective. Like, I never was like, oh, let me hit this Kendrick real quick. Let me listen to Kendrick. Let me get dressed to Kendrick. But I would get dressed to Drake. I would vibe to Drake. You know what I mean? And I feel like how many people are like that are now riding Kendrick. And I'm not saying nothing bad against Kendrick. He is amazing at his craft. He's an amazing rapper. But he's like J. Cole in my perspective. Like, I gotta be in a specific mood to listen to J. Cole. And matter of fact, J. Cole, Drake brought him out at that concert that I attended and he performed first, right? So, um, now J. Cole, I had more moments where I was like, let me listen to him because I just like his lyrics. I like his intelligence that he portrayed in his music. And that's the same with Kendrick. Kendrick portrays a lot of smart lyrics, you know, smart messages and all that good stuff. However, how many times are we really like, let's listen to this for real? Like, you gotta be in a specific mood to want to listen to that, you know, in my opinion. And when you think about it, when it's time for certain rappers to go, they're gonna do whatever it takes to get you out of there. What if this is all a plot to get Drake out of there? to stop him from winning for real. And then 50 Cent was just talking about that too. He was saying how he got out of the game before they make him get out of the game. Now Drake was still in the game. Now with this whole diss and him losing, quote unquote, they forced him out. And to me, he never lost, if you ask me, because it was Drake against how many rappers did he take on? And for you to be able to handle all of them and hit all of them. Now there was one song that what he was saying something about doo doo or whatever. I have no idea. Now that part I was like, Drake, no, cut that crap. No pun intended. But other than that, he really took every one of them on one by one by himself. Just for that, you got some good points for me. Just with that. So that's my take on it. You know? Because I feel like they're saying like, oh, he got beef with this person and that person, but before this, you wasn't hearing none of it. And I feel like Drake put on a lot of those rappers, if you ask me. Like, a lot of them I wouldn't have known if it wasn't for Drake. You know? Like, J. Cole, I wouldn't have known if it wasn't for Drake. I feel like Nicki Minaj, I wouldn't have known if it wasn't for Drake. Because they used to do a lot of stuff together. I feel like even Tyga, because I feel like that was in the Bedrock era. So yeah. But needless to say, it was a wonderful performance. You did a good job. I feel like he is one of them legends with Lil Wayne. Like, to me personally, Drake really is a legend. I feel like my whole high school era was dedicated to Drake. Literally. Like Drake and then Nicki. Like, that was I feel like whenever I was going through it at school, I would just listen to Drake on the bus. My walk home. That was that whole Tumblr era. And like, Tumblr got me really into Drake. That was a time was had. Our children will not understand. And then for the girls, we had these different leggings with like all these tribal things on them, like snowflakes and lines and triangles and all these different shapes on these leggings. And then having a camera was a thing, and Instagram was just getting started. Like, Instagram obviously probably existed before then, but that's the beginning of Instagram. And that's when Instagram wasn't about having a professional picture. It was just really about sharing memories and pictures with your friends, you know? And now Instagram became a whole thing about flexing. That's really when life was good. Not saying that life is not good now, but it's just like you had to be there, you know? It's like before mumble rap and all that other crap. When music had more lyrical value and made more sense. It was a vibe. It was like, you know? Yeah, those were the days. And that's when skinny jeans was slowly making its comeback, and those nice leggings that we would wear and color block became a thing. That's like a significant era in life. Because now people dress nice and now it's more about aesthetics, but we don't have a significant style that is really like, okay, from 2020 till 2025 and up, you had this specific like attire. It's not like that. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, we had these skirts, these mini skirts, and you wore your belt across the skirt, and you had these big earrings, and we had the headbands that we would wear like this, the tiny thin headbands, and um, lipstick with like the black lip liner had an era. Now I miss the fact that we don't have something that is very significant to the 2020s. All we had was like doing them dances on TikTok during the pandemic. But we don't have a significant style or attire now. It's kind of like wear whatever you want to wear, and you know. And we would dress like little business executives to the club. I used to wear dress pants with a over excessive break at the shoes. That's funny. That is so funny. Yeah, we would wear like these little vests, like a blazer, a suit vest with some dress pants and go to the club like that. We would wear heels everywhere. I was like 9 or 10, and I had these super high heels that I could barely walk in, and I convinced my mom. I begged my mom in the store for them, and they were so nice. They were black boots, like below the knee, like calf boots. And I was walking in them in the store, and I was trying so hard to balance, but you know, I made it happen. And this lady, she heard me beg my mom for it, so she was like, yes, buy it for her. And I was like, thank you. And then finally my mom bought it for me, and my cousin had the exact same boots, but hers were ankle length. Yes, cannot forget the vest. Especially the black ones. Black vest, looking like a business assistant, executive assistant in the club. And I was wearing this heel every day to school, and like, of course, wearing it every day, like, you know, your feet stop hurting and you start walking in it perfectly. And I was literally 10 wearing heels to school every single day. 10-year-olds would never now, you know? And like every girl would just go out and um, be like winter jacket, no stockings, mini dress, high heels in the snow. We were crazy. We were crazy, crazy. Now I would never. I don't even go out like that no more. But it was a time. Certainly a time. And I had a flip phone. And I used to be like, hello, and hang it up in one hand again. Yeah. And then shortly after, I had a a pink phone that would just slide up. Couldn't tell me nothing. And I wanted that Nokia that Rihanna had, I think in Unfaithful. Oh, that was an era. That was before BlackBerry became a thing. BlackBerry is definitely a throwback. Ooh, that goes back to that Drake era. I remember you texted a number to vote on award shows and American Idol. Yes. Yes. And then you had to pay for the vote. Or the text. You would pay basically with the text. And then you could vote. I was living in Amsterdam at that time, but we had idols too. And so you could vote with your text messages there as well. And I remember that one time I voted for this girl and she ended up winning. But I don't know really what happened with her now. I mean, like, they made it such a big deal because one of the producers or one of the people on the show, a white guy, they ended up dating, and like 6 months later she was pregnant. And so her being a black girl, everybody was just like so negative towards her, like, oh, you're pregnant, you know, and you're over here on the show, like it's unprofessional. And they were like really making it so difficult for her, which led me to even vote for her more because her voice was beautiful. And it's like, whoever she wants to be pregnant by is her business, you know. She's here to perform and win idols, and her being pregnant isn't affecting none of it because she was like 4 months pregnant or something like that, 3 or 4 at that time. So we were definitely making sure that we were voting for her all the time. And her voice is so beautiful. I need to look her up on Instagram and see how she's doing. This thread ended up curling up too much over here, creating knots. Okay, there we go. Is American Idols even a thing still? Oh no. Okay, there we go. Another nut farmed. Ooh. Excuse me. Do I have my water here? No, I don't. Mm. And Suriname, what grades are middle school and what grades are high school? We don't do grades, so we have classes. So you have um, kindergarten, right? And then, which is probably like kindergarten and pre-K. That would be what we call peuterschool and kleuterschool. And then we have the first class all the way through the sixth class. And that is elementary school. And then you go to high school. Yeah, elementary is until the sixth class. And then high school, 4 years. But I can't think about the name right now for high school. I think it's just called high school actually. And then after that, you go to university. Or some people call it MAFO, which is a level. Yeah. Did you get good grades? Yes. Yes. I was really good in school. I never skipped school except for college. I skipped college a couple times, but I was an adult anyway. But when I was just like in high school, I didn't skip school. Like, if I didn't want to go to school, I would tell my mom, honestly, I don't want to go today. And she would let me stay home. I used to love that about my mom because I think she allowed it because she knew how well I did in school. Like, I never failed any classes in high school and elementary school. And even I think I had skipped a grade. When I moved to Amsterdam, they made me skip a grade because they thought I was far beyond where I was at in Suriname. So I moved from Suriname to Amsterdam when I was 8, and they tested me in Amsterdam to see, you know, what my level was coming from a different country, and they didn't put me in the same class as I was in Suriname. They put me one higher, which was amazing. And I was a really good kid, but because my mom, every time I would come home from school, immediately I had to change my clothes, get into some house clothes, because in Suriname we do uniforms. And as soon as I did that, she was like, all right, let's read. And I had to read like 5 to 10 pages every day. I had to do multiplications every day, like the tables. And if I wanted candy, I had to read, or I had to do multiplication before I could get my candy. Whatever sweets I wanted, I had to do some type of homework for it. So I was really far ahead because of that. And I um I remember one time my cousins came on a visit to Suriname, and they were talking about all these songs, and I felt so left out because they were talking to my older cousins there, and I couldn't talk about nothing because all I knew was school. And I was like, when I move to Amsterdam, I'm gonna learn all these songs too. So that I can, be part of the conversation. But needless to say, I was always on top of my homework, even when I moved to Amsterdam. My mom had to move back to Suriname for a while to take care of my grandparents, and I stayed with my aunt for about a year. My aunt didn't have to tell me like, oh, go do your homework. Soon as I came home from school, I was on my homework. And my cousins, they would always start playing around, doing other things. And my aunt was always like, why can't y'all take an example from Nabila? I don't have to ask her to do her homework. She's doing her homework. And my uncles would come over, and my cousins would be doing their homework every time. And my uncle's like, how come you're never doing your homework when I'm over? I always see them doing their homework. What's up with you? And I would always be like, I already did my homework. And they would be like, oh. And one time I remember my uncle, he was like, go get your homework, let me see if you did it. And I really did it. And he was like, okay, okay. Like, nobody could say nothing bad about me when I was a kid. I was a good kid. Well, my aunt, she used to say that I had a smart mouth, and that I always had a word ready. Whenever she would say something, I was on go with something back. But whatever I had to say back was always the truth, though. But yeah, as soon as I would come home from school, I would get my homework done. There was no procrastination in me when I was a kid. Now as an adult, sometimes it's a different story. But when I was in college, most of the time I would do my schoolwork while waiting for my ride, or like in between classes, because I used to always be like, if something comes up on the weekend, one of my friends is like, hey, let's go to dinner, let's go to brunch, let's go do this. I don't want to be like, oh, I got homework. I want to be like, heck yeah, I'm ready to go. So I used to always make sure that I would get my work done ahead of time, especially in between classes. Or like sometimes if certain classes would be like, oh, you got some time to do whatever you want to do, I would always try to, you know, stay on top of my work. And I kind of have that same mentality with alterations too. Typically when I have them, I try to really get them done sooner than what my client is requesting, because I when I have another unexpected client, I don't want to be like, oh my goodness, my hands are full and I can't take you on, you know? Like now today's a different story, because today I had 4 different people contact me for alterations for same amount of time, turnaround time. Would you let people cheat off your test? I have. Like some really good friends I have let cheat off my test, but I used to always tell them, make sure that you change a couple things in there. And sometimes like even homework, I let them do it, because there have been a time here and there where I wasn't aware of the homework, or I forgot about it for whatever reason. And some of them would let me cheat off of theirs. And then I would just study it. So whenever, you know, I would, they would return the favor. But most of the time, I was the one studying. Like I was a little nerd. But um, I was really good at math and biology, and even Dutch, like language classes. So everything that I was good at, typically they would be like, let me sit next to you and learn with you. Let's study together. I would teach them like my like I remember there's this in biology, like the tree gets the water from the the ground, right, in the dirt, and then it would go up in the trunk, and then when it goes up, it goes into the branches, and then in the branches it would go into the leaf, and then the water would come out from the bottom of the leaf, right? Like sometimes when you're under a tree, you feel like little droplets. It's because the tree is kind of like breathing it out. So I remember I had this thing where I would stand up and I would go down and I would go like this, and that was like my way of remembering what it would do. And whenever my classmates wouldn't understand it, I would do that with them. Or like I had little drawings, because like I used to love drawing. I'm pretty good at drawing too. So certain things I would draw to help memorize it. And so I would draw it for them and teach them my drawing. And then they would understand it, and they were like, why wouldn't she just say that, Talking about a teacher. So like whatever I would, kind of like um not understand, I would try to teach it to myself in a different way in a drawing, and then teach it to them. And like I became the biology teacher at some point. Everybody would just be like, okay, now how do you understand this? You know? Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah. One thing I used to hate though was making summaries, because I felt like instead of really summarizing, I would nearly copy word for word, because I felt like every word was important. So I used to like get summaries from friends and just kind of study their summary. and write my own from theirs, because writing it from the book was like every word I felt like I needed to write down. I'm not so good at summarizing things because I'm so detail oriented. I feel like every detail matters. You know? What about you though? Would you let people cheat off of your tests? Like sometimes there are moments where I was like this, and I would write like this. You know? Or I would put stuff right there next to me so that they couldn't see it. Especially when the teacher was like, if I catch one of y'all with the same answers, you're in trouble. But sometimes we would just whisper or like tell each other with our lips, like really softly, what the answer would be. And the teacher one time, she almost got me, and I was like, you know? Not really. Homework, yes, but a test, not so much. Okay. Yeah. And there was one time, like, I wasn't really like cheating much in high school, but I do remember one time where I was like, and I would be like this with my pencil. You know, like I'm not understanding it. Meanwhile, my eyes hurt. All the way over somebody else's paper. Now we are finishing up. I am so happy, happy, happy. We did it. It is 12:43 a.m. I'm right now making a knot and making a second knot for security purposes. And going through the fabric just to hide it. But I'm really good at writing essays. That's my time to shine. Ooh, that's amazing. Writing essays wasn't really my favorite thing to do because sometimes I would kind of steer away from the main subject somehow, you know? Like sometimes there were points that were similar but in a sense would make sense to me in my head somewhere else. And my professors, they would say like, oh, this entire what do you call it? We say alinea. This entire piece could just be up with the rest, you know? And I'm like, no, because that's throwing part of the story off. But, you know, if you want the point, you follow it. So I always had a hard time with writing stories because when I write, again, I'm very detail oriented. But like regular stories, I would be good at, but like essays, not so much. I feel like I used to like poetry and making up stories. We are done. So yeah, you can see where the fold is obviously, but it's clean, so we can get away with that. And of course, it's the hem. People understand that that's the hem, but it's not like you can see it in the camera very harshly, but in person, not so much. You see? So you can tell that right here is the 1-inch fold, but very clean, very nice. So we got one thing done. Yay! Same day. I love that for us. I'm gonna fold it. Now, the second pair of pants, terrific. Thank you very much. Thank you kindly. The second pair is like dark red pant, but what I didn't realize when I was charging her was that it is 2 layers. So I only charged for 1 layer, which is completely okay because she's definitely a recurring client. She is a stylist, and she basically, whoever she's styling, when they need alterations, she then brings it to me. So for the fact that she's recurring, I'm like, it's okay, girlfriend. So I'm not gonna go back and say, hey girl, I mischarged you. Then tomorrow I'm gonna do those 2 layers. What else? Then we have to do a jacket. We're taking in the back of a jacket and we're adding snaps to the jacket. I must not forget that, which she painted, and I need to make an invoice, unofficial invoice, and send it over to her. But first I'm gonna go in the shower, make up my bed, and then go to sleep. So hopefully I don't take a long shower, because like if my shower is long because the water is so nice and warm, it's gonna be later and I'm so sleepy. Like I could literally fall asleep right here at my machine, but we're not gonna do that. So guys, thank you kindly for your support. I enjoyed this live with you all. Thank you, Jalen. I highly enjoyed it. As always, yes, I do need some rest. I wish this wasn't like no short turnaround. And then the guy, I think I'm gonna take him on Wednesday, so that at least tomorrow I can just focus on getting these done and don't have to worry about nobody coming in and adding more work. And then I have another person, he wanted his son's suit tailored, just a hem, which is typically not so long, especially for a kid's size, so it's not gonna be as much fabric. He wanted his by Thursday, which means that maybe I do need to have him come in tomorrow, but I don't want to. And he was the last person to contact me. I'll see. I'll pray about it if I'm gonna have him on or not. But then I have a girl, but hers is due for the 18th, so I told her, I don't know why my scalp is itching so much right now. My hair is growing. She's done. She's for the 18th, so I told her on the 13th she can come in. That way I have some time to just get all of this out of the way. And certain plans are changing. So that means that I have more time, hopefully, to do it. But yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining me again on this live. And I hope to see you soon. I think that I will come back on here tomorrow, so we can get some stuff to get done together again. Alright, you guys. Love y'all. Have a great night. Bye.